Hey ho everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday lunchtime chat. So happy to be here. I'm at home today, you can tell by my background. Not inside my cozy, cramped little office with all of its crazy stuff behind me. You can get a little peek at what it looks like out the back windows here. So being at home means complete with kids, tractors in the backyard, and maybe some noise, because today my dad and some guys with him and my husband are putting in an irrigation system for us, which has been super fun because they accidentally cut the sewer line. So they got that fixed now. Luckily, they're very capable. They know what they're doing. Aside from accidentally cutting the sewer line, which was just the result of a miscommunication. So they're quite capable of fixing it, and so I'm not worrying at all. I did go to a friend's house and shower. Thank you, JC. So anyways, yay, it's almost the weekend. Hey guys, hi Ingrid, hi Heidi. I'm so excited for this weekend. You probably know why if you've seen the posts on a couple different pages, but if you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now. We have some exciting guests popping into the shop tomorrow. So my dear friend Marie from All of Knits has been working with Libby from Truly Myrtle, who's all the way over from New Zealand. This week they've been working on a new collection that they are going to launch together. A new collaboration, actually. This is the first collection in their collaboration. And so Libby flew over from New Zealand, and they've been working on that this week and doing the photos, and they thought it would be fun to pop on over to Hood River. So they're going to be here tomorrow from 11 to 1. They're going to bring the whole collection. We all get to see sneak peeks, and even pick out yarn if we think that there's a project we want to make. I'm so excited. I just love that they're gonna kind of go a little bit out of their way and come out a little further east tomorrow. So if you're gonna be in the area at all, even Portland, that's only an hour drive, right? You should definitely come on over to catch this great little pop-in visit. So they'll be there from 11 to 1, opening to 1 o'clock. And yeah, Libby is probably it's gonna be really hot here tomorrow. So she's gonna come in winter in New Zealand and then hot. So yes, Ingrid, you can try on every single one. And you know what? Because you're you, I'm sure they're all gonna look like they were made just for you. So in fact, you should try them on and we'll take pictures of you in all of them. Hi Jeanette, hi Carrie. Oh, I know, I wish you could come too. I wish everybody could come. I know it's not feasible for everybody, but we'll try to take pictures, and I'm sure Marie and Libby will both be doing an occasional live video while they're in the shop. So if you're fans of them and you follow them in their Knitters Lounge or in their pages, you can probably catch a little bit of the fun action while they're here. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have a little sip of my fizzy water. So anyways, that's the really big news. Let's see what else has been going on. The virtual Afghan class, which actually came about thanks to you guys, because I was talking about how we were going to have the Afghan class in a live video, and people chimed in and said, I want to do that from afar. How can I do that? I don't live near you. And that led to me creating the virtual Afghan class. And that's really just got my mind spinning ever since then about other things we can do virtually for all of you fans that don't live right here in the Gorge. So I'm working on a couple of things behind the scenes, slowly but surely. But I'm hoping to have some stuff ready for fall, and maybe something like a virtual yarn tasting. So we're known for hosting some really incredible yarn tastings in the shop. I kind of put a million yarns in, and I give a lot of information. You get samples, you get to knit with each of these yarns, hear about their properties, hear what they're good for, what their best uses would be for. Oh, Julia, this really is fizzy water. It's noon, for Pete's sake. Hi, Jen. So anyway, back to my yarn tasting. So we have hosted yarn tastings kind of seasonally. Sometimes we skip a season at the shop, and what I do is I wind off samples of all the new yarns in the shop. Sometimes it's been as many as 30 yarns, which was quite a bit to handle in a 2-3 hour yarn tasting. And so then I talk about them and I give just loads of information. And I was thinking it would be really cool to produce one of those virtually, where you could sign up from afar. You would get shipped the whole collection of sample yarns so that you would have them in front of you, and then you could go through videos with me talking about each yarn in turn, and so that you could swatch, you could hear, you could make notes, you could think of ideas and inspirations of what these yarns might speak to you, in terms of like what you would want to knit with them or crochet with them. So if you think that sounds like something you'd like to participate in, and you're watching this video, leave me a quick comment that says, I do a virtual yarn tasting. I'm thinking of something I would try to keep in the range of $20, $25, depending on how many yarn samples would be in there. It would probably be somewhere in the range of 20 to 30 8-yard samples of yarns, all the way from lace weight up to super chunky. Basically, if it's new and it's come into the shop, I'm going to put it in the tasting. So I just think that would be really fun. I love doing the yarn tastings. I love talking about all the yarns and their properties and their weights and their fibers and what they're good for. And so I think it'd be really fun to be able to share that knowledge with a wider audience than just our little local crowd. And even for the locals, if the yarn tasting dates didn't work for you, whatever, you could always just do the virtual version and at your own pace. So that's something I've been working on. And that, of course, has led me to thinking about other ideas that I can do virtually, classes, etc. And maybe even I've got this idea germinating for the Not Another Hat Insider Club. And that would be kind of like a little membership thing where you got some perks like getting automatically enrolled in both of the seasonal yarn tastings, or getting a standing discount with every yarn purchase, and discounts on all other classes, and other special perks that would last throughout the year. So the wheels are spinning, folks. So stay tuned as I flesh some of this stuff out. And if any of this sounds interesting to you, be sure to let me know. Because of course it's all going to depend on if there's, if people are interested. So that's what I've been up to. In terms of knitting, I'm still working on all the same stuff. I feel like I have nothing new to show you. I've got these shop samples I have got to finish. There won't be a live next week because I'm going to head out of town for a little getaway with my husband's family, which means I get a lot of knitting time in. So hopefully if we miss a week's live lunch chat, then when I come back the following week, I'm going to have things done that I can show you to make up for it. So I did want to show you this cool trick that I came across on the internet yesterday. I was looking up something completely unrelated and I saw this, somehow this came up in the search results. But I don't know about you, but if you have yarn that has either been caked already, or it's in balls, or maybe it's like a half skein left over that you've wound up into a little ball, but it's enough you want to keep and you want to store it well without becoming a total mess, I saw the coolest little hack for keeping these balls tidy. I'm going to show you. So bobby pins and barrettes. It almost is just too obvious, but it's perfect. The barrette, I think I liked even better because it kind of snaps down, but you kind of can get under a couple of layers there and then close it. And these little kind of snap barrettes, you can get them really super cheap at the the grocery store. They have a little curve too, so they fit really nice around a ball. But this was fingering, so I tried the bobby pin version on this one, and I feel like my mind's blown a little bit. And I have so many balls like this because every time we do a shop sample, there's a leftover ball, I want to hang on to it so that we, if someone walks into the shop and they're contemplating that yarn for a project, but maybe the gauge they want to use is different from our sample. And so we like to give them a little bit of yarn to swatch with if we still have some. That stuff, which we call the yarn bin, Jill would be like, right now, it becomes such a disaster zone. We try to use even Ziploc bags, but they inside, you know, the ends come apart, it makes a mess. I'm gonna go buy a whole mess of barrettes. Or if you're in the Midwest, barrettes. Am I right? So anyway, I just thought you guys would get a kick out of that little hack. So there's your Friday tip. Use some barrettes or bobby pins to tack down those loose ends on your already balled yarn. Something else I was going to tell you about, because I'm going to pack this for my reading for my little vacation next week. I might have already mentioned this a while ago, but I can't remember. I'm going to tell you again. Because Wacoma Books, which is our local bookstore, does all of the books for our shop. Thank you, Wacoma. Jenny's able to go to, Jenny's the owner, she's able to go to the book trade shows and see knitting authors and get pre-released proof copies of books and things like that. And so she was able to score for me Clara's upcoming book. So this is all about the American wool industry. And if you know Clara, if you follow her, you know this woman has made it her life's work to absorb everything she can about the American wool industry and to kind of lobby on behalf of it and try to keep it from disappearing altogether. So I'm so excited that Jenny was able to score this for me, and I'm going to read it on vacation, and I will tell you all about it afterwards. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah. So a couple of years ago, we did a knit along for a Kay Facet Afghan where it was made in squares. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. Everything comes up in reverse. Thank you, Heidi. This is called Vanishing Fleece, Adventures in American Wool. So Vanishing Fleece. So keep your eyes out. It maybe even just came out. I think Jenny got this for me a month or two ago. So I don't know how close it was to being launched. So yes, Vanishing Fleece by Clara Parks. So back to our, what else I was going to tell you about today. Several years ago, we did this knit along for this Kay Facet Afghan using the Rowan pure wool, which we don't carry anymore. But it was an Afghan where there was, I think, 8 different square designs, and you made 6 of each design and assembled them all together. And they were of varying textures, colors. I think you used 6 colors or something like that. Something like that. And being that I was leading this knit along, of course I made one. I assembled it. I never did the border, ever. So it sat in the shop for over 2 years, 3 years maybe, all assembled. It looks really gorgeous unless you look at it closely, when you can see that the border is not finished or not started, and all of the ends that are near the border are just hanging. So I brought this thing home recently, and it's been sitting near my stash up in our family room area. And I just keep looking at it, and it's irritating me that I never finished it and that I let it sit like that and linger. And so I went and I looked in my stash. I've got the yarn. I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna show you the blanket first. It's folded in half, but you get an idea. There, it's also a little sideways. So, I'm gonna do it! And I figure if I commit to you guys here in video form, then I'm maybe more likely to be held to it. So like, you know, in 2 weeks when we have the next video, you can be like, hey, how's that border? And I can be like, oh yeah, it's super great. No, I'm just kidding. I really, really, really want to do it. I just need to dig up the instructions. So here's my colors for the border. It's kind of a taupey brown and a light pink, and it's a striped border, striped garter stitch. So I solemnly swear to knit this border by the end of 2019. Let's just keep things realistic, okay? So anyways, It's been great chatting with everybody. I cannot believe they never even fired up the tractor this whole time. I was prepared for really loud noise, but oh well. I hope you all have a lovely weekend full of knitting. Don't forget, if you're within driving distance, come and join us tomorrow in the shop from 11 to 1 to see Olive Knits and Truly Myrtle and their latest collection, their latest collaboration. Other than that, I will see you all in 2 weeks from today when we come back, and I'm back from vacation and we have our next Friday lunchtime chat. It's been a pleasure, friends, and happy knitting.